VDM, the popular social media activist that many people know for always speaking his mind and standing for what he believes, has once again made headlines in Anambra State. Just days after the painful and shocking death of Fish Magnet, the content creator that was gunned down by unknown men, VDM was right in the middle of the story. He did not just speak online like most people would. He went down physically to stand with the people during the Candlelight procession that was held in honor of Fish Magnet. Now, my people, before I go further, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any gist like this, because more is still coming. That night of the Candlelight, the atmosphere was heavy. People gathered with candles, holding each other in silence, some crying, some whispering prayers, some shaking their heads in disbelief. Fish Magnet was a young man that touched many lives with his content, and his death came as a shock to his fans, his family, and the whole online community. VDM showed up, leading and standing boldly among the people, and this alone sent a strong message that he was not just an online warrior but someone willing to put his body and his face in the front line of action. But before we continue deeper, let me remind you again, don't forget to like this video right now and also subscribe so that you will always get the updates hot and fresh. During the procession, some people warned VDM to be careful. They told him, don't make your movements too open. You have enemies and the killers of Fish Magnet are still out there. But VDM still went ahead. For him, showing up was bigger than the fear of threats. It was about respect and justice for the one that has gone. That courage is what drew even more people to him. Because in a time when people are scared to speak, he spoke. In a time when people hide, he came out. And after that moment of grief and solidarity, he took another step that surprised people. He visited Peter Obi's mansion in Anambra. Please, my people, I hope you are enjoying this gist. If you are, don't forget, just click that like button and subscribe right now, because this is only getting sweeter. Now, when we talk about Peter Obi, you already know what he represents. Former governor of Anambra, a man that Nigerians look at as a symbol of integrity and clean politics, a man that ran for president and gained massive love from youths. So imagine VDM, the fearless online activist, walking into Obi's mansion right after the candlelight. It was more than just a casual visit, it carried meaning. Many are asking, why now? What is the connection between the pain of losing Fish Magnet and the choice to step into Obi's residence? Some people say it was a condolence visit, to show respect and to draw attention to what is happening in the state. Others believe it could be symbolic, like a merging of voices, one from activism and one from politics. This is where the story becomes deeper, because Nigeria today is at a point where the voices of the people, especially the youth, are demanding more. And you cannot talk about youth voices without mentioning people like VDM who command influence online. At the same time, you cannot talk about leadership vision without bringing in a name like Peter Obi. So that visit, coming immediately after the candlelight, was like joining two bridges together, the street and the system, the pain of ordinary citizens and the possibility of political attention. Don't forget again, my dear viewers, while you're watching, like this video and subscribe to the channel. That way you are part of this community and you will not miss the rest of this gist. If we think deeply, Fish Magnet's death did not just end with mourning. It opened a conversation about safety, justice, and the reality of life in some parts of Nigeria. It raised the question, who is safe really? If a content creator could be taken down just like that, what about the ordinary young man walking home at night? What about the girl on her way to the market? And that is why people like VDM stepping in is not just entertainment gist. It is serious business. It is giving voice to people who feel voiceless. It is putting spotlight on issues that those in power sometimes overlook. And that brings us back to the connection with Obi's mansion. Peter Obi has built his reputation on being a listening leader, someone that speaks about the future of the youth, about accountability and honesty. VDM visiting him at this sensitive time made people sit up. Because in Nigeria, timing speaks. The message was clear even if no word was spoken. When the people cry, leaders must listen. And when leaders listen, change can start. So after that powerful candlelight for Fish Magnet, and after VDM made that bold move of visiting Peter Obi's mansion, the conversation began to shift. People online started asking, what exactly does this mean? Some said it shows that VDM is aligning with people that truly want justice and good governance. Others argued that it might just be a courtesy visit, nothing political, nothing deep. But whichever way you look at it, the timing made it symbolic. This was not just a random meeting, it came immediately after a moment of grief that united thousands. And if we look closely, this shows something about how Nigeria is changing. Before now, Young people hardly had access to top political figures. The gap between activism and politics used to be very wide. But now we are seeing these bridges forming. VDM, with his bold voice on social media, is already a strong figure among the youth. Peter Obi, with his reputation as a clean leader, already has the respect of many. The two of them being seen together in Anambra during such a sensitive time sends a signal that the voice of the people cannot be ignored anymore. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel because we need more of you in this conversation. Let us go back a little to the life of Fish Magnet himself because this is the root of the story. He was not just any content creator, he was someone who represented the dreams of many young Nigerians. A boy from Anambra who built his own audience, who entertained, who connected with people. His death shook the internet because it was sudden, violent, and unfair. That is why the Candlelight was not just for his memory, it was also a cry for safety and justice. And that cry is what pulled VDM into Anambra, making him stand shoulder to shoulder with grieving youths. Now think about it. When a young person dies like this, when the killers are not known, when questions are left unanswered, what happens? People lose trust in the system. People feel that their lives do not matter. And that is dangerous for any society. That is why figures like VDM are important in these times. They push the questions forward. They put pressure where it is needed. They remind the leaders that silence cannot cover blood. And maybe, just maybe, that is why the step into Peter Obi's mansion was the next move. Because beyond speaking online, beyond leading videos, there must be dialogue with leaders that people still respect. Obi, being someone that still commands trust from the public, becomes a natural figure to connect with at this moment. Even if no word was shared in public, the visit itself spoke volumes. It said, the young people are watching and they want leaders to be part of their pain, part of their demand for change. Please, if you are following this gist, kindly like this video now and subscribe because the more you do, the more we grow this community together. But let us also talk about the reactions. On social media, you know, Nigerians don't waste time. Some people praised VDM, saying he is fearless, he is doing what many cannot do. They said he is carrying the voice of the street and bringing it to those who matter. Others, however, were more critical. They said he is seeking attention, that he is trying to use Fish Magnet's death to push himself forward.